Have you been hearing about all the controversy about GLP-1s? These are Ozempic and Wegovy and Mounjaro. Are they good? What should I be doing? What's going on? Are these good for my health? Do I take it for weight loss? Is it good for diabetes? Now I'm hearing it's good for addiction. What in the world is going on? What do I need to know? And that's what I'm going to go through today when we speak about what's going on right now in the GLP-1 world. And we're going to go through some of the information that's out there, some of the new studies that have just come out, some of the studies that are being worked on now, and what you need to know, what you want to make sure you're understanding for yourself, things that you should be discussing with your doctor about these medications, because these aren't one-size-fits-all medications. There are definitely a lot of upside with it. There is a little bit of downside with it. Some people are promoting the downsides more than the upsides. That could be for education's sake. It could be clickbait. You want to discuss with a healthcare provider that you trust on those types of things. So let's kind of go through this one by one. GLP-1's an enzyme from the gut, helps make you feel full sooner, slows gastric emptying. That's why it helps people to lose weight. They're the strongest medications for weight loss that are out there. They're wonderful as a diabetic medication. They help the hemoglobin A1C go down. They help with insulin resistance. They may help the microbiome, heart protection with these type of medications. I don't think anybody in that regard has any negative things to say about these medications. Where the controversy is coming from, the main thing is A, the cost, B, the lack of access, B, the shortages, which may be man-made or not. That's a whole nother conversation. The main thing that people are worried about is the weight gain afterwards, which I'll do a little bit of. There's some studies still out, and also other part of the controversy is the loss of muscle mass, which has been publicized by a lot of people. And Ozempic face, I saw Ozempic finger on the way over here today. All these different things that they give these names that scare people, but you understand the pluses and minuses. A lot of medications have pluses and minuses to them. Again, I went through all the pluses with these types of medications. I'm gonna go through a bunch in a second after I go through this. Most of the studies have been done with Wegovy because that's the medicine that's right now indicated for weight loss. 2/3 of the people who took Wegovy after they stopped it did gain their weight back, and sometimes gain more. It could be another medical issue. It could be that they didn't adopt lifestyle changes. It could be that they're on a very high dose and the body could not reset. You do always want to try to find that right dose for you. Understanding that this is not a permanent medication, you do need to adopt lifestyle changes. These are questions that you need to discuss with your doctor. Understand the risks and the benefits in terms of weight loss. They're not perfect medications. You don't need to supercharge the dose unless you have to. So that's something you need to be aware of. Some people go really fast with the medication. Some people only take a smaller dose. Again, these are things you discuss with your doctor. There is a chance that as you on the medicines longer, instead of losing fat, you are going to lose muscle. Even when you diet, you lose both by itself anyway. That needs to be understood. This is not something new just to this medication. What I do with my patients is they're usually getting a DEXA scan after the first couple months if they're going to be on it longer term. We look at their visceral fat, we look at their fat mass overall, we look at their AG ratios, and we're looking at their muscle mass. If their muscle mass is low, or their fat levels are low, this may not be the medication for them. And you're also going to look at screening DEXA scans throughout the time. If the muscle mass is dropping or the visceral fat is already goes to a low point, this is not a medication that you need to be on long term, especially at higher doses. This is something that we want to explain to you. You need to understand the pluses and minuses of the medication. That is going to help your body maintain muscle mass and potentially decrease any side effects from these medications. There are studies in process to try to figure out what the perfect combination is. We don't know now, but so we try to follow as close as we can with lab work, looking at things like albumin and kidney function and things like that, as well as the DEXA scan to see where everybody is. So these are not perfect drugs. They're things that can be followed to see where everybody is, and there's certain lifestyle changes that should be made both for the weight loss component and for any risk of muscle mass loss. So that's the downside. Other things that we're now seeing in the last couple of weeks that have come out is all the different potential benefits of this group of medications. First one that came out was showing that it boosts the immune system. It increases the amount of NK cells or natural killer cells in the body. It helps the body fight off infection. And this may be something that may be beneficial in the long term in boosting patients' immune system. This may not be the primary goal of the medication, but it's a nice add-on benefit. Again, we already know that it helps patients with their blood pressure, helps them lower their sugar, which we know has a numerous amount of benefits. And it also helps the brain. It decreases AGE, advanced glycation end products, which we know have risks in terms of Alzheimer's and hypertension and other issues. It also may help by decreasing inflammation and helping with mitochondria. These medications, especially Ozempic and Mounjaro, may help patients either limit their risk for Alzheimer's or may help patients with Alzheimer's get better. So this is something that we're going to need to further study to get further specific details, but something that is out there. The other group of studies that have come out is how well these medicines help with addiction, not just hunger. They are great for patients who have food cravings. They work on the GLP-1. Mounjaro works on the GIP enzyme as well. This can help with cravings. It is a good medication. But what we're finding is that stopping this addiction and craving behaviors is not just related to food. It works on, potentially is working on certain areas in the brain where those addictions or cravings are. So patients are finding that they are having no more cravings for alcohol or other things that they're addicted to. Smoking is now another one that's now being studied. The benefits of these medications, let's see, lowering blood pressure, lowering your blood sugar, lowering insulin may help with Alzheimer's and brain health. They may help with addiction. They boost your immune system. So a lot of positives for a medication, which does have a couple side effects to it. And if you do the correct behavior, adopting lifestyle changes while you're on these medications for weight loss, and then there's other things that you can either substitute or you can go on low dose. I mean, there's different approaches that doctors are using right now and trying to find out what the best mix and match situation is. And then again, we're addressing the muscle mass issue by knowing where you are during and later on. You don't have to do it. Somebody's just trying out for the first month. This is for people who want to use it for longer durations, taking in more protein, checking the DEXA scans. All are very helpful in terms of how to help patients use these GLP-1 medications effectively. These medicines have a huge potential. It's just using them for good and not for evil. Don't believe the super hype on the good side. Don't believe all the clickbaiters on the bad side. And pay attention for more news that these medications are going to be around. They have a lot of great benefits to them. Do with a doctor. Don't self-prescribe them. Don't get them from a third world country. I know they're tough to get right now. That will hopefully change soon. This one, I mean, I will not be able to answer any specific questions in the comment section. If you have any general questions, I'm glad to answer them. If you want to hear more about this type of content or more, please subscribe to the channel and write below what you want to hear about.